simplest.
Yeah, well, St. Andrews is really important to the ministry I do because in Washington State there are not very many retreat houses. Like on the East Coast, there's a number of Catholic retreat houses, but ours have all been sold. So there's a very, very limited number of retreat houses. And of course, it's in a beautiful setting. It's very hospitable and welcoming. I mean, it feels like you're at your home. And you guys do such a great job of making people feel at home, not being super worried if you move the furniture, if people are drinking coffee in the living room. And I've been at retreat centers where, you know, the first thing that happens is you get yelled at for propping the door open when you get there. So the atmosphere here is there's been a lot of prayer here. It's quiet. It's lovely having a chapel. And the ministry I do mostly is doing silent retreats. And so for people to be able to have their own room and have space for spiritual direction is really important. And to be the only group here. I've also been at retreat houses where you're just one group in a giant retreat house, and it's hard to create that kind of intimate space that happens here. So I was thinking about it. I've been here at least 65 times.
Wow, that long, huh?
Maybe more.
You do kind of command, you're here 6-7 times a year sometimes.
Right, and I was here with 2 programs when I directed the spiritual formation program for CFDM. So we had 2 programs running here, so that was 6 times a year then too. So yeah, I've been coming here for 15, 16
This is really
years.
nice. That's why it's important to have your voice, I think. You understand the place very well, and you've experienced it a long time, so you really have a sense of what's going to impact people. And one of the things that we always think about in terms of any enlarging is the impact, both positive but sometimes even on the negative side. And the concerns, do people have concerns about it changing the place? Do you have any sense of how an expansion would affect the place, both, I guess, good and bad?
Well, I think because the expansion isn't changing the living space where we hang out, the chapel or the dining room, those are our group spaces. So I don't anticipate that changing for us. What it will do, it would be really helpful to have it be more accessible. As I have more older people coming, it's really tricky trying to find rooms that they can be in. And then the rooms are such different sizes, and because you need to be able to have space for 20 plus people, maybe 30, those bunk beds don't really work very well for older people. I mean, they can work for people over 75, over 80. It's hard for them to get upstairs. They can't use the bunk bed, so that really starts to limit the use of the space.
It's very true.